Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another back to school video, obviously. I don't know what day of the marathon it is, what day I'm uploading this video, but it is the next day of the marathon. I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit about high school. Now I'm going to be sharing my tips and advice for high school. A lot of people put videos for high school advice for freshmen, but honestly anybody can use this advice. I know some people still struggle with high school and they're in like the 11th grade, and it just depends on who you are, but really hope you guys enjoy. If you do, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below so you'll never miss an upload from me, and hit the bell, and let's just get right into the video. So if you guys don't know, I am in the 12th grade, so I've had a little bit of experience with high school. Obviously I'm in my last year of high school, and honestly this advice still applies to me, so don't feel like because you're in 11th grade and you're still struggling with adjusting to high school, don't feel bad. High school is a learning experience and it just takes time to kind of figure out what to do. High school is considered hard because it's the time when you're trying to figure yourself out. You're also trying to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life. You're also trying to, you know, be steady and just kind of have a steady lifestyle. You know, like, especially being a teenager, your life fluctuates a lot. There's never a, I guess you could say, a dull moment in your life. No moment where you could just take a breather and say, okay, this is how I want. Like, it's just definitely a learning experience. Also, if you see me looking down, it is because I have all of my tips and advice written on this notebook. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to tell you which each one is, and as I go along, I'm just going to put my 2 cents in there. So my first tip of advice is to focus on your education. You know, high school, you kind of, or at least for my experience with high school, when I first started 9th grade, I really didn't take my education seriously and take my grades seriously. I kind of just, you know, went through the motions, went to school every day, did the bare minimum amount of homework, did the bare minimum of anything, barely studied for any test, and that was a big mistake on my part because it made it harder, like, through 11th grade to try to bring up my GPA. So that's one thing I would really tell you to focus on. Start early with taking your education seriously. So even middle school, start taking it seriously early, because once you get to junior year and as the years go on, the intensity level will start to pick up, and it'll be really hard to kind of get your act together in a way. So I really say focus on your education as soon as you can. Start prioritizing, start doing your homework, start studying for tests, and just really be dedicated to your education. It's going to be a lot of work, but I'm telling you, once you get older, in the long run, you'll realize how much easier it'll be if you start focusing on your education early. Step number 2 is don't fall into temptation. So there are a lot of things in high school that aren't necessarily good things. Like, you know, there's kids that drink, there are kids that do drugs, there are kids that, you know, do things that you know are wrong. And oftentimes it's hard because you want to be the one that, you want to be cool. You don't want to be the one that's like, oh, she's the boring one, nobody wants to hang out with her because she doesn't like to do all the stuff that we like to do. But it's like, you don't have to try to fit in all the time. You don't have to try to be someone you're not just to be cool. Being cool is being smart and being a genuine person and being independent and having your act together. It's not doing drugs or drinking or going to parties. And I'm not saying parties are bad. What I'm saying is be careful who you surround yourself with. Be careful who you let influence you, because those people are going down the wrong path. Those people are leading you to destruction and leading you to a bad road. And it's just like, you have to stay on the straight and narrow path. And I know it's hard, and I know you really want to try to fit in, and you don't want to be known as the dork or the geek or the nerd. Really try to find people that genuinely care about you and who are looking out for you and just making sure that you make the right choices. And yeah. The next tip I kind of talked about in the last one, but my third tip for you guys is to find a good group of friends. Now in high school you meet a lot of people unless you go to a smaller school like I do. I go to a smaller school, so it's kind of hard to find a good group of friends. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, a good group of friends will get you through high school. For me personally, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about my group of friends, or my used to be group of friends. I hung out with these people all the time. I thought they were my best friends. I thought they were people that I could lean on and trust and just really be there for me and really guide me through life. And as time went on, I started to realize, like, are these people really good for me? Are these people really what's in my best interest? Are these people really genuinely there for me? Are these people, you know, really my real group of friends? And I started to realize in junior year that they weren't. They weren't people that I really wanted to surround myself with. They weren't people that were growing with me. I felt like I was outgrowing them. They weren't people that talked about things that I actually cared about. They weren't people that helped me grow mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I just felt like they weren't what I needed at the time. So I decided to cut them off. Actually, going to a really small school, it was definitely a life-changing moment for me. It was definitely a life-changing moment because it was like, dang, I just let go of this group of friends, but who am I going to hang out with now? Who am I going to talk to now? Who am I going to sit with at lunch? But you just have to realize, school in general is about growing as a person, and you won't grow if you're being friends with people who are stagnant, who aren't trying to change their circumstances, you know? So I decided to cut off that group of friends, and as I've grown, and as I've noticed recently, I've grown so much mentally as a person now that I cut those people off. Like, I realized how stagnant my life was and how I wasn't growing until I cut them off. And you know, there are days that I miss them, but then there's days where it's like, but Kayla, you wouldn't be in the place that you are now. You wouldn't be as happy as you are now if it wasn't for letting those people go. People come in and out of your life for a reason. They're here to teach you lessons. They're here to help you grow. But sometimes things just happen and you just have to let people go. But that means that they were there for that certain period of time, and now they're gone for a certain period of time. And it doesn't mean that I won't ever be friends with them again. It just means that I am not friends with them now. That's just not what I need for my life right now. Yeah, but I really suggest you find a great group of friends who are there for you and are really genuine people and really care about genuine things and aren't just there for giggles and laughs and to be the squad, you know? Like, you want people that genuinely care about you. Tip number 4 is for people who are like going through serious issues. If you're going through something serious or feel like you're feeling really down, find a teacher you can talk to. Some schools have guidance counselors. I would definitely suggest going to a guidance counselor if your school has one. For a while, my school didn't have one, so I found a teacher that I could talk to about things. You know, I know some teachers may seem like they're just there for the paycheck. They're not there because they actually care about you. But there's some teachers who do actually care about their students and care about their well-being. So I would definitely suggest find a teacher that cares about you, genuinely cares about your well-being, because teachers do have a lot of wisdom. They've lived a way longer life than you have. So if you're going through something or you just need advice, I definitely suggest finding a teacher that you can relate to or that you feel comfortable enough to talk to, because you don't want to keep those feelings bottled up. High school is hard. I don't need to get really deep and serious, but I just want to make sure I put that in there. My 5th tip for you guys is to make sure you're paying attention. Oftentimes in class, it is very boring. You tend to fall asleep, you tend to slack off, but I really suggest you pay attention because it'll become easier for the test if you're paying attention during the lecture. Make sure you're taking good notes. Make sure you're just trying your hardest to stay on track with school. Sometimes you get caught up in your friends or in your boyfriend or whoever you're hanging out with at the time, or just getting caught up with like other life situations, but you need to make sure you're trying your hardest to pay attention and just stay on track. My 6th tip is don't procrastinate. Procrastination is very easy to do, very easy to fall into, because you know you don't want to do your homework, you don't want to study for a test, but if you start early, it'll be easier as time goes on. For example, if my teacher tells me during class today that I have a test next Wednesday, I'll study for 30 minutes or 15 minutes every night, rereading my notes every night, so then when the test comes, you'll have retained all the information that you need for the test. You need to start studying in advance. And I know it's easier said than done, but it will definitely help you in the long run. It'll definitely make life easier, I'm telling you, so then you don't have to cram the night before, which means losing sleep, which means waking up late, which means you're being late to school, and it's just a downward spiral effect. High school is a very fun experience. You learn a lot about yourself, you learn a lot about people, you learn a lot of life lessons, you have a lot of fun. Every day, high school is great, but it's just a great experience, and if you can, I really suggest that you just try to take in every moment and enjoy it as much as you possibly can. So that's all my tips I have to share with you guys today. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below again if you haven't already. I really had fun making this video, kind of sharing my advice, and I may be doing a girl talk video on friends and more about confidence and things like that very soon. I really hope you guys enjoyed back to school day, whatever it is, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Mwah.